What's going on? Wait.
Okay, that's how we're starting the episode. I turn it over to Vivian for once, and she just looks at me like, what are you trying to do? You want me to talk?
I don't. You're cueing me in like there's a thing that's expected to happen, but at no point did we discuss a thing that's expected to happen.
So we have to discuss it in advance if I'm not going to be the one who starts an episode?
I don't know that a cue that isn't accompanied by anything. How would I know what you're gesturing?
What else are we doing right now?
I don't know. You don't normally gesture to me, so if you're gesturing to me, I assume it's something different than what we're normally doing.
Okay. And would you have started talking if I just waited politely and quietly?
Probably not. I would have.
Okay, well there you go. So it had the intended effect in the end. Hi everyone, Chapter 9. Meh.
What's wrong, Haruki?
I have a solid snake voice. That's what's wrong with me. Ugh.
Hey, so when are you coming over? I'll make some dinner for you.
So wait, has Haruki... Well, no, because he wouldn't... Was one of the ladies that... No, because Natsume met with one of them.
What's the end of the sentence?
Is Natsume's MAMIYA going to be... Wait, no, his mom... We know what his mommy is. It's a tiny little nurse child.
Haruki's MAMIYA?
Yeah. Sorry, I got Haruki's MAMIYA confused with fucking Arasugawa's for a moment. Because it just said lady, and I was like, wait, hold on. And then I had a whole bunch of thoughts that in retrospect make no sense. We're just going to steamroll ahead.
I see.
Like the professionals we are.
Did I already read this line?
I don't think so.
Remember. Hey, so when are you coming over? I'll make some dinner for you.
Sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be able to drop by today.
Haruki.
Look, I'll make it up to you some other time, huh? I realize no one else would forgive this kind of stuff, though.
That's so unfair. All I can really do is say, okay, to that.
Sorry about that. See ya, Toots.
Morichika Haruki ended the call, lay down on the sofa, and looked up.
Tomorrow, huh?
He took out a cigarette and moved it over his lighter's flickering red flame. After slowly exhaling, he looked outside the window. The wound left by a scratch from a few days ago still ached a little.
What to put into the damn casket, huh?
A large moon sat upon the sky above. Strangely enough, he didn't feel cold. The night was calm, with little warmth to be had.
Well, I guess I could dedicate nights like this to just you.
I've been waiting all this time. The battery died a long time ago, but this is Natsume's phone. I didn't give it to the police, or even his family. This was nothing more than a phone held by just another maid in Akihabara. That ends today. I won't have to feel like this ever again. Tojo Minato slowly opened the door of his closet in more ways than one.
Hey!
There was a maid outfit with a long skirt on one of the hangers. He gently touched its edge. Natsume, you'll stay in my heart until the very end. The moon lit up Tojo Minato's face through the window. Bathed in its pale light, his outline looked positively androgynous. I thought my clothes would be too big, but they look good on you.
Are you making fun of me?
Huh? No, you do actually look great.
How did I end up at your place again?
I know,
Do I
right?
remember anything about myself? Who are you?
I hope your clothes finish drying soon. You can use mine until then. Kato's mother?
Oh, Kato? Oh, hi. Hello. Oh my, you're all wet. Go take a bath and get wetter. But I'm just gonna have to go back out in the rain. It's all right, just do it.
First you wet the Rio, then you have to dry the Rio, then you have to wet the Rio again, just to dry the Rio again. Make it make sense.
I'm used to becoming either wet or dry for other people's amusement at this point. I have little say in the matter. That wasn't even sexual. That's just true.
Go on in.
Oh, wow. Present parents? Kato, you brought a friend over. I don't remember what voices we gave them.
We haven't ever known
I thought
anything
they
about
showed up
them,
like
I don't think.
once. I thought they showed up once in a flashback.
Maybe.
But either it's not going to be consistent, and you'll just have to live with that.
Welcome back, Dad. This is Rio.
Hello, I'm Rio. Wait, that's what he said. My name is Kikuchi Rio. Pardon the intrusion. Well, welcome there, sport. Go on, eat as much as you like. Well, all right. Kato grows food every time he eats. It's so funny. So we always make too much food. Soon he's going to be about 20 feet tall. There's more than enough for you. Don't hold back.
Mom? This is the guest room. Feel free to use it.
No, I think I'ma just leave.
Huh? But...
I'm worried about my sister, Midori.
Oh. Sorry, I was a bit too excited by the idea of you coming over, and I didn't even think about that.
No, it's all right. It's a good thing that you just apologized when you noticed a mistake instead of letting this spiral out of control. It's the thought that counts, right? Your mom's cooking. Oh, your mom's cooking was amazing.
I liked it before when that was just the whole sentence.
Yeah, right?
Your mom is cooking.
What? No, really, she is whipping up something fierce. What? I'm talking about her work in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. I do, but why does it feel like I don't? I can't praise her enough.
Ah. Thanks, I'll pass it on. She'll be really happy. You're welcome to come over anytime.
Also, this got all wet, but you can still read it.
Oh, a letter.
Reply whenever you feel like it.
Okay. Good night, Rio.
Take care, Rio. You can eat this at home if you'd like. Oh, thanks. The hell do I do with the leftovers? The food was delicious. Thank you very much. Oh, I'd like Midori to get to know this too.
Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. The final month, the fourth Friday.
Oh wow, what do you know? It is the fourth Friday.
The temperature was 5 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. The paving below my shoes was tough, just as my resolve for the night. Beyond the tree-lined street were the ones who'd come to Natsume Souichirou's funeral. They were waiting for me.
Dang, we look boss as hell. Are they all wearing suits except for
Yep.
Kato, who's wearing his school uniform?
Yep.
We look like we could be in a Tarantino film with this fit.
The harsh northern winds of December blew mercilessly around us.
Reservoir MAMIYAs. I can see it now.
Even so, they, my friends, were here for this day, facing it with different expressions. They were here in this year the world was prophesied to end, to conclude their story with Natsume Souichirou.
Let's go, Natsume.
Ugh. Like a few weeks ago, we entered the now familiar church. There were other people around too, members of the Natsume family, as well as their acquaintances.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, all right. Oh no, you're just wearing a very tall coat. Okay.
I thought we'd just be laying Natsume's ashes to rest. Is there someone else's funeral going on here? No, there's going to be a memorial mass for Natsume. A memorial mass? 30 days after someone's death, Catholics hold a memorial mass to reminisce about the deceased.
You know, for someone who apparently has family gathered here, Natsume sure is incurious about them. Like, He didn't want to, like, check in on his family at any point?
Maybe they suck.
Maybe they suck. That is an ongoing theme. But, like, it's weird that he hasn't, like, that, oh yeah, he does have other family here. He just doesn't seem to... These 4 randos who he met on, you know, a few occasions seem to have more weight than, I don't know, it just feels odd.
I mean, they have sprites.
I wanted a Coke. Wait, I'm not in this scene, damn it.
Until then, the remains are kept on the altar before being buried after the Mass. So, this is your final chance to say goodbye to him. Okay, let's sit down. We all sat down some rows behind the family in the front.
Hey, Natsume, is there a reason you didn't wear anything nicer for the funeral? Feels like you only have the one outfit.
Art budget ran out. And I have 2, kinda. There was that alternate sprite.
That's true.
There may have been 2 if I'm remembering correctly. Did I have a different outfit at the concert?
I think so, you did.
See?
Yep.
See?
Okay, yep.
This was a stark change from the first time when we were all separated. It was clear how much our relationship had changed over the past few weeks.
But wait, that doesn't change the fact that you chose not to wear it for... Never mind.
It's changed quite a bit. I looked at my own remains on the altar and spoke to myself. Many things remained the same in this world even after I'd died, but who could have imagined that my friends, who barely knew each other, would all gather like this? The memorial mass was held in silence.
I wonder what Natsume's body looks like, because we know this Natsume looks nothing like that Natsume.
The family gave their greetings and eulogies. It wasn't too different from the funeral. The organ echoed across the church as it released a rather awkward-sounding melody. I looked straight ahead. Hey, Natsume, it's okay. You can relax and sleep, even if I'm gone. They'll be able to go on. All souls that believe in God are eventually summoned before Him where they attain peace. As those left behind, we can do nothing but pray for the departed and vow never to forget them. There will be memorial masses in the years that follow. Let us gather here again and pray for them. The event ended, and we all moved to the cemetery for the burial. As we walked, I called out to a certain someone. Hello.
Oh, Natsume. You came.
Of course.
Oh. Never mind, that's weird.
There we go. He's talking to the family.
It's weird. It's not my mother. It's Natsume Souichirou's mother.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Oh,
Natsume, you came.
There we go. Nailed it.
I can do feminine voices fine, and I just choose not to.
It was Natsume Souichirou's mother.
I was really surprised when I read the letter you gave me on the day of the funeral.
I apologize for that. It must have been perplexing for a stranger like me to appear out of nowhere.
Oh, not at all.
Why? Didn't you find me suspicious? We didn't even talk while he was still alive.
You are Souichirou's friend. I could tell that from the look in your eyes. There's a warm light in them, just like in his.
I see. I cast my gaze downward to hide my face and fell silent. I was no match for my mother. I cleared my damp throat to play it off. She chuckled a little.
Are they Souichirou's friends as well?
Yes, they decided on something for him to take to the next life.
I see. I had no idea he had so many friends. He never had anyone over to the house.
She smiled, clearly pleased. Embarrassed, I fell silent again.
I'm relieved, though. I'm glad there are people besides us who will remember him. I'm so glad, Souichirou.
The public cemetery was in an open area some distance away from the church. Various graves were lined up in a clouded area sprinkled in green. We stopped in front of one. It was just like all the others, lacking any distinguishing features. And it belonged to Natsume Souichirou. In other words, me.
This is Souichirou.
My mother stood before them and showed them the urn. They all gulped, and I watched over them from a short distance away. My goal here was merely to watch them decide what to give Natsume. Perhaps they chose different things compared to what they had picked in the stories. However, I decided not to pry into that. After all, they weren't meant for me, but for the Natsume Souichirou in the urn. After confirming that they were done, I took a deep breath. This is the final goodbye. No one said anything.
I never know what to do for those ellipses. Do I just do a little, Feels like I need to say something, but I can't say anything. So it's like a really purposeful absence of things, right? And I get that's important. And maybe there's a shuffling or a downcast glare or something, but can't really get all that across. So I just kind of go
I just say ellipsis.
Oh, damn, that's better.
We all waited for everyone to finish their silent conversations with Natsume. Goodbye, Natsume Souichirou. After that, the grave was closed. We stared in complete silence at the grave where Natsume had been laid to rest. A breeze blew past us. Our clothes and hair were disheveled. Yet Natsume's grave stood still. The soft, bare skin of the stone had his name and date of death carved into it. The year was a secret. It was done. My job for the past few weeks was now over. Everyone was particularly silent. We didn't feel like going back. So we did as someone had suggested and went to the nearby beach. So it's over.
It hasn't really sunk in yet.
Yeah. The days promised by Natsume's note were over. Starting tomorrow, we wouldn't have our weekly gatherings anymore. We were now strangers who might never see each other again. Let's meet up every now and then. Like the priest said, there will be memorial masses in the coming years, too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Natsume's memorial mass. Guess we'll have to go. I didn't mind if they used Natsume as the reason. If they gathered like this over the next few years and beyond, if they all supported each other, only good things could come of it. Guys! Oh, and of course I'm expecting you to come to the meetups as well, Natsume.
But I'm planning on dying in a ditch mysteriously and unrecoverably.
Yeah. The story was nearing its end. Once the ending began to roll, the spectator would be unable to see what happened next. Even so. Sure, let's meet again.
Scribbling words furiously on the inside of the back cover of the book, trying to not let the story end.
With smiles on our faces. There you go again, making it sound like more of a big deal than it is. Oh man, if only it snowed a little. It'd be the best kind of miracle for a day like this. I stood tall on the ground. I looked at the back of a transient man and shouted as hard as I could. I'm finally here, MAMIYA. My voice made him slowly turn around.
Did you call me trans?
He was distant and his messy hair hid his expression. I can end this December, this year, without having any of them die. If we make it past this without any problem, they will make it to the next year without anyone dying. I poured more strength into my grip. I might not be here beyond this point. Like you said, I might leave them behind. However, they'll be able to support each other. I pictured their smiles. There's a happy future waiting for them, even if I'm not there.
Even if they all start to wonder about Natsume and how he disappeared from their lives and then began wondering if he was an hallucination, whether or not he really... All right, sorry, no, I'm just taking cheap shots for no reason.
I do think it's going to be really funny next year when it's like, oh fuck, second Natsume is also gone. What is it about us picking up Natsumes and then losing them?
Wait, well, what do you mean no one by that name ever existed at this address? What do you mean?
I didn't mind being left out of the circle. I truly didn't. As long as it was a future where they were smiling, I was okay with it. This is the optimal ending I've created. MAMIYA remained silent as though trying to gauge my value. But after a while, he grinned and began clapping.
Slow clap. Wonderful. I'm impressed you've made it this far. I can't both slow clap in front of the mic and talk at the same time, so just imagine that I'm still doing my slow clap here in the background, alright?
His reaction shocked me enough to make me take a step back.
You weren't taken by the charm of the illusion and express your will. The idea that reality is right and wonderful. Excellent work. Especially for someone who doesn't even have a body in here.
Your words can no longer hurt me.
Fuck that, I've got sticks and stones now. Oh, but I was praising you.
He sounded a pleased chuckle.
I thought you would have given up already. No, we were leading you to do that. And yet you mustered up some nonsensical determination and made it all the way here. Even though it wasn't necessary at all. You should have just been a spectator.
Don't make me repeat myself. I'm not like you.
Indeed. You're not like me. So go. Go and decide the true course of the story.
How do you know about that? Only a few people should have this information. How do you know about true courses?
How indeed? Maybe it's because I'm a spectator myself. Or perhaps something above that? What do you think? It's irrelevant, isn't it? Regardless of what I am, the things you can do are limited.
I couldn't allow him to take control of the conversation. I had to keep true to my will. You're right, I will save them no matter what you are. I will set the year so I can surpass it.
Create the future you desire, and the records you believe are correct. Decide the year in which the world was prophesied to end.
Allow me to tell you the true job of a spectator, the setting of the true course of the story. I had already explained that stories are only slightly different, are what-ifs, something akin to drafts. There are quite many of them, but there is only one true story. And drawing it up is simple. You merely have to discard the many possibilities you've seen so far. Take only one in hand and declare it as truth. Once the true course is decided, it cannot be erased. The story showed you many possibilities, didn't it? However, you will be the one making the ultimate choice.
I will decide.
Hey, there's that image we've been using for the thumbnail all this time. I didn't expect it to take this long to show up. It just like when I was looking for like key artwork for the second chapter of this thing, I was like, oh, this image comes up a lot. I'll use this, and then it doesn't show up till the very fucking end. But hey, whatever.
Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. It is the year 2012.
We just got an achievement for. Oh, that achievement does show up. Okay.
And lastly, a goodbye to Natsume. December 28th, 2012. Here lies Natsume Souichirou. Natsume? I'm so relieved. You finally came back to your senses. You didn't respond no matter how many times I called out. I was worried.
Wait, is he back in the world now as different Natsume? Because different Natsume is required to be there for this true story for the truth he's created?
I don't know. Oh, sorry. Wait, what's the time? What year is it?
Huh? It's obviously 2012.
What a relief. I actually... Wait, Natsume, what's wrong? Don't just start crying like that.
Huh? Hey! Don't wipe your face on my clothes.
I'm so glad. I finally did it. I've saved everyone.
Huh?
I'm not sure I get what this is about, but you seem to have worked really hard, Natsume, so good job.
Oh, everyone being like, I'm not sure what you just went through, Time Looper, but hey, I guess good job. It seems like you need that right now.
Thank you. Thank you. After crying my eyes out, I calmed down and finally looked around. Huh? Where's Kikuchi Ryo and Suo Kato? Oh, they went off somewhere.
Suo was all about going to the sea, and Kikuchi went with... Oh, there they are.
Morichika Haruki pointed at two figures. I'll go talk to them for a second. Overwhelmed with joy, I ran across the beach.
Are you cold?
I'm fine. Honestly, I'm just glad you came. I feel kind of strange.
Because of everything that happened today?
No, well, I mean, it does feel almost unreal that I've managed to come this far. But the month I spent with you guys was unlike anything else I've ever experienced. I'm beyond excited to keep things going like this.
I never expected to come this far. What do you mean by that?
The letter.
Huh?
I forgot to write a reply to the letter.
Oh, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, we can just meet up anytime.
You're right. Thanks. I actually did write a response to the letter, but I was having trouble putting my thoughts into words. Nothing I wrote came out right. I kept erasing things over and over again until the paper got too wrinkled to write on. My drawers filled to the brim with unfinished letters now. I think I was in a panic. I thought I'd never see you again, Ryo. I thought the world would end and we'd never meet again.
Suo, raise your face. Look into my eyes. Listen, the world won't end that easily, and we'll always get to meet each other again. People worry about the future all the time, but here's what I've got to tell you. Let's meet up again. You see, I like the way that you look at the world, so I want you to keep on sharing your world with me.
Ryo.
In return, I'll protect.
Protect what?
You. From harsh words, from pointless conflict, from cutting blades, I'll make sure to protect you. That's what I promised in my previous letter, right?
I see. Thanks, Ryo. Hey, Ryo.
That's my name, don't wear it out.
Could you close your eyes for a second?
Huh? Yeah, what?
Just do it.
Okay.
Don't open them until I say so.
Alright, Jesus.
Okay, I guess that's enough. Nah, hey, Kikuchi, Suo. I noticed their silhouettes and ran up to them. I wanted to talk to them as soon as possible. To laugh with them and everyone else. Goodbye, Ryo.
What?
What? I was still holding the remnants of a devastated century. I'd lost many things in the sea and acquired a certain bitterness. I was still waiting for your return, unable to consign the remnants to darkness. Wait, is this
Suo?
Is this Suo? When night comes, Mom gives me something warm and Dad pats me on the back. Perhaps I should have done the same to you. Please don't forget.
What?
What happened?
What the fuck?
What are we about to pan down into?
What? What'd they do to my boy? Did he stab himself?
Please don't forget me.
God damn it. Of course, the one we couldn't truly get to know.
Why? I ran toward the evening shoreline and saw a thoroughly dumbfounded Kikuchi Ryo, as well as Suo Kato, collapsed on the ground in a pool of blood like he'd just burst open. What? I've finally realized, with this story's year decided, the true course was clearly conveyed to my brain. MAMIYA! Facts and conclusions never left any room for delusion.
Oh no, wait, does that mean that... What? Is that like Suo Kato can't exist in a world that has no more room for interpretation in it? In a world... I said room, I think. What the hell? Get my man to a hospital! Is credits music playing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
All right, we're getting birth and death dates.
Oh
for
my
everybody.
god, hold on, this is awesome. 1995.
Didn't
All right.
die, okay.
Didn't die. Minato Tojo, born 1995. Yep, makes sense.
All right.
Haruki Morishika, born 1990. Again, makes total sense. And then Suo Kato. Oh, no. Osamu Arasugawa, born 1972. Yep. Still alive. Toma Morishiko, born 1982. So he's 8 years older. Okay.
Okay.
Mayuri Niigaki, born 1981. I wonder if she manages Minato's Cafe. Satoru Samajima, born 1972. Come on, don't leave us without our Suo. Kato Suo, 1984.
What the fuck?
1984?
What the fuck do you
Died
mean died in
2003?
What the fuck do you mean
What the
2003? What? No.
Wait, what? How died 2003? What the fuck does 2003 have to do? What the
That wasn't...
the fuck? Ah! The fuck?
Huh.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. What? Died 2003. Okay, hold on. What?
That's not in either of the story time frames.
That's after the first one.
And before this one.
Is it because Kato got so efficiently Mamiya by Samajima or something? What the fuck?
I mean, that doesn't seem to be it either. It says born in 1984, which would make him not a student in a high school and so on.
So why is he so tall? That's why he's so tall, because he's a fucking adult. What?
Presumably...
But he's also been dead for 9 years. And what the deuce? I don't even know what to make of that. I've got nothing. I've got fucking nothing. Do you have any?
No?
Help me out here. I feel like I'm floundering. Well and truly. Ending 2012. Is it possible to get a different ending then? If we decide the ending is 2001 instead. Or no, it was 1999, right? So it'd be...
Tokyo during the year in which the world was prophesied to end.
So his always took place at a different time from everyone else's. And he was only able to exist in this time with everyone else due to the ambiguity of it. And because that ambiguity is no longer ambiguous, because a true thing has been made.
Yeah, that's definitely what's going on
Suo Kato's
here.
has always taken place in the year 2000. So because...
Not in the year 2000, though, right?
Or 1999, whatever. Because his still took place in the year the world was prophesied to end.
Oh, okay. So his stuff takes place in 2000, but he later dies for a different reason in 2003.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end. That line made stories from 1999 and 2012 mix up. That's why Suo Kato, who was from 1999, joined the others who were from 2012.
Then how did Natsume know him as a friend IRL?
Decide on the true course? Bullshit. Are you satisfied with this? You burdened them with an unsalvageable fate. Are you satisfied that you've made them suffer? Mamiya gave no response. I didn't raise my face. I couldn't tell what expression he was making. I've had enough. I don't care what happens to the laws of this world. I'll warp space-time, change the truth, and try again. This time, I'll make them all happy. At that moment, I had a feeling that Mamiya had just smiled.
Doomsday Dreams.
Interesting.
Interesting. So before we go on to that, we are going to oh wait, we got the end list now. Guess who's missing? And then we're bloody. Oh, that's funny as hell. End list.
The ending 2012.
And then
the
not
ending Suo Kato.
And I think this will be endings for part. Oh my god, that's so many endings. Okay. Jiminy Christmas.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
we gotta watch ourselves some other.
Yeah. Before I
stories.
look up how to get this ending, we're gonna just clear up the stuff that I know. We're gonna wrap up the stuff I know we can look at. Okay.
Do we know that this is an ending that there is to get?
You think maybe that it's just there on the
Ending
ending
and not
list
ending?
just to bait us into having a 2000 ending? Maybe. It's possible. But we are going to... Did I drop a save at the choice point for...
Unclear.
I didn't.
Oh well.
I would have been smarter if I could do that.
Regardless.
What chapter was that in? It was... Chapter 5, looks like. So let's restart. Episode 2, Downfall.
Oh, there you go. You can just click on him here.
Oh, that's nice. Chapter 4 is still listed as incomplete.
Interesting.
Samajima tells his story. Yep. Arasagawa, Toma, and Niigaki. Which one would you like to go for?
I don't know.
Do you feel like narrating again, or do you want me to take over for a bit?
How about you take over for a bit?
Sounds good. Let's go for Niigaki's story.
All right.
What is this portrait in Niigaki's?
Presumably her Mamiya.
Presumably. Presumably.
I chose to observe Niigaki. What kind of person was she exactly? With that question in mind, I allowed myself to sink deeper into the story.
I never even I never even considered that the two groups weren't both. Does that mean that someone from the Pink House group could also be in the wrong presumed time period? That would be super weird.
But wait, we have birth and death dates now.
Yeah, we do have birth and death dates.
So now, I think now...
No, we have birth and death dates set in stone from that ending. Right? I wonder if Natsume choosing to set in the year 2000 instead could change the birth or death dates as well.
Maybe.
Anyway. Hey, we're done, Mayuri. Great work today. Oh, thanks. You really did great. Each angle's perfect. How do you catch on film something that doesn't exist? Well, you mean like spirit photography? Come on, I can't take shots of things like that. Even if I did, I'd exercise it in the development stage. That's not what I... You know what? Never mind. Well, our job is to capture the invisible charm of models like you and make it visible to everyone. In that sense, all that matters is practice. Oh, wait, so she's a model. Did we know that?
No.
And so maybe because she's a model, she's isolated from other kids at school, and then Mamiya is the one she makes up as her friend, is the only one that can actually be approachable to her.
Okay.
I see.
The other girl sure is late, though. It's half an hour left till the next photo shoot. I wonder if that's going to be enough.
Excuse me, Elena's no good.
Well, what do you mean she's no good?
I've been unable to get in touch with her for a few days now. She used to still make it on time for each shoot, but this time's different.
You saying she's slacking off?
No, there's always been rumors that she was into drugs, so she might have disappeared.
Seriously? Did she have a hallucination and go off somewhere? Ugh, a lot of that going around. Careful there, Nigaki. You don't want that to get you. Sorry, was your name Mayuri?
A hallucination, huh?
Well, whatever. Who cares about some model that disappeared? I'm assuming you have a replacement today. Ready, right? You do, right?
Yes, she's from the same agency, and...
Igaki's mind had completely... Oh, wait. No, this is Natsume reading this, right?
Igaki's mind had completely tuned out the rest of their conversation. She was solely focused on the girl who had disappeared.
Good, great. Just put great pose, Mayuri. It's hella sexy. We're sexualizing teenagers. This is good and normal.
Hey, say, cameraman.
Oh, how pensive.
What is it like to hallucinate?
Huh? Well, I'm definitely hallucinating a little bit of heart illustrations around you right now.
Come on, be serious for a moment.
Well, I mean, it's a clear sign of mental illness, ain't it? Seeing things that aren't there is bad news, to say the least. Turn around for me. We're gonna get a couple of hand shots. People will pay for those, you know.
But what if that hallucination can talk? What if it's fun to be around?
Let's get some wind. And hey, that's even worse. Gotta be checked into a mental facility at that point, right? Don't ever do drugs, Mayuri, not even once. The idea that they make you thinner is a lie.
Relax, I'm not gonna do any. I'm perfect the way I am.
Wow, what a shot.
I'm perfect? Yes, I know. Yes, I am going to school. Work is also fine. Yes, it's okay. Don't worry. It's fine. Things changed. No, I'm not being distant. Look, I know. Sorry. I'm really sorry. Yes, it's okay. Really. Don't cry, Mom. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Nigaki, it is weird that you're living here with 3 grown-ass men, right? I'm just saying.
How long have you been there?
I just came in.
Huh.
Your parents aren't okay with this.
There's some kind of rule that I have to share every last detail of my personal life with you? I mean, I understand if it came from the other two, but you're just as old as I am. We're both just kids. What'll even change if I tell you? See? Nothing.
Well, fine, you've made your point. I'm sorry for bothering. Talk to me if there's anything on your mind, though. I'd be happy to listen.
Igaki turned around and went back to her room. Toma, meanwhile, made a deep sigh and began reading a newspaper. Igaki Mayuri, I'd always thought she was pretty, but I didn't expect her to be an actual magazine model. Why is she always so discontent, though? She looks way prettier with a smile on her face.
You know what? We're just moving on, Natsume. We're moving on.
I should watch her for a bit longer. There was a grove nearby. Igaki stood before an odd-looking mound. It wasn't clear who'd made it, even its purpose was shrouded in mystery. However, Igaki would come to look at it whenever something happened.
This is where I buried the body of the model that was supposed to have my original shoot.
I'm just kidding, to be clear. I'm not actually pitching that one.
To her, it was like visiting Mamiya's grave that someone else had erected. She didn't want to believe that he'd died, and yet she kept wondering if she'd be happier if he had.
What are you doing out here, Nigaki?
Oh, that's you.
It's Samejima. That's my name. Have you forgotten?
What? Why are you even here?
I merely saw you walk into the forest. Despite how it may seem, I do happen to be a bit of a meddler.
What do you mean, despite how it seems? You've always seemed like a meddler.
While Niigaki was scared out of her wits, Samejima remained as calm and as still as the surface of a lake.
What is this?
I'm not sure. It's just kind of here, at the place where we're all going to be feasting in a couple months. I didn't make it, though. It's almost like... This is the same background, right?
Yep.
Like Mamiya's grave.
Ugh. Half of yours is giving me the creeps.
I'm not particularly fond of graves myself.
Huh?
There's nothing buried there, is there? Quite a meaningless thing, really. I'm unable to pray or shed tears like you do.
That's not what I'm...
Oh, I'm not making fun of you. If anything, what I feel is respect. You are able to do something that I cannot.
For the first time ever, she felt her fear of this man abate.
You're right. There's nothing buried here. I mean, Mamiya's just missing.
Huh.
Right? Come on, Samejima, say something!
Yes. Indeed.
The two looked up at the pine grove. The sky beyond the greenery was an unremarkably boring hue of gray.
It's cold out here.
Let's go back inside, Niigaki.
Okay.
Deep down, they knew for certain that they would never meet Mamiya ever again. That thought whirled within their hearts and melted into the ground, untouched by anyone.
All right, and then I believe this is now... Yeah, if we hit skip here. So I was told by one of our commenters that there is stuff later in the chapters that does change as well, depending on who you pick here.
Okay.
So we're going to fast forward and see if that's true. If it doesn't, then this part will be cut out. But I'm pretty sure something will change later on here. So we're going to fast forward for apparently a while. The librarian's expressions. I like her so much. She's got a good outfit. Hey, see?
Oh, yeah.
See? Okay. Because I was like, we still haven't gotten into the meat of it like we did with Samejima.
Yep.
Right, so here we are.
Say, Mayuri, is it true you don't have a boyfriend?
Oh, it's true. I ain't heard nothing like that. She's always away when we're talking about it.
What a waste. Does she have high standards or something? What about me then? Huh? Mayuri?
Erica, this isn't what you told me.
What do you mean?
You didn't tell me there'd be men here.
I didn't? Well, whatever. The more the merrier, you know.
Well, it's your birthday party, so I guess it's fine if you're okay with it.
Look, I'm sorry. I know you're not good with guys, but do try to enjoy yourself, okay?
Despite the fact that I live with 3 of them, I'm actually really terrible with men.
Mayuri smiled at the girl holding a paper cup in her hand. She wanted to be as kind as Mamiya would have been to her.
Okay, and happy birthday, Erica. I love you.
Thanks. Love you too.
Mayuri, come here. Huh? Hey, get your hands off of me. Ah!
Shh. Keep it down.
Look, your dear Erica's here too, right? Huh? She's already having a good time, so here you go. Wouldn't want you missing out. Stop!
Whoa. Hey, you're spilling it all over the floor.
Oh man, where's the dustpan? Erica!
Wait. Oh, she's already out of it, so don't expect a reaction.
Huh? Erica? Man, really didn't expect Mayuri to come to Erica's birthday.
I've had my eye on you for a while now, you know?
Don't touch me.
Oh, wow. I guess you really do hate guys, huh? You a purity freak or something? A lesbian, maybe?
Because you're nasty. Whatever you say. We'll see how long that feistiness of yours can last. Huh? Stop it. Whoa. She's even pretty up close.
Mamiya! Mamiya, 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 Mamiya!
Mamiya? Who's that? Is that your boyfriend?
Well, he sure as shit ain't coming to help you.
Oh, Mamiya! You've always been there for me, Mamiya, Mamiya!
God, you're annoying.
It's your own fault for picking such a shitty boyfriend. No matter how much she struggled, she couldn't overpower a man. With this body, she would always end up losing to them.
Why, Mamiya? You said you'd always take my side. Why didn't you come save me?
She took a thorough shower and went to her room without even drying her hair. The only thing she heard was the hum of the nearby radio.
Let's move on to our next letter. It's from the pen name Flashy Spectacles. I'm deep into my 20s, but I still can't for the life of me get a boyfriend. Recently, though, I've been spending most of my time with an imaginary person. Ho ho! My parents keep nagging me about marriage, but I'm not interested. I did my best to be all beautiful for him. Even my colleagues notice the change. Every day I spend with him is wonderful. I really don't think there's anything wrong with a love like mine. What do you think? It's pretty impressive that you started to take care of your appearance for an imaginary guy, but at the end of the day, he's still just an illusion, right? Seeing how you've gone out of your way to pretty yourself up, why not try to find a real man and enjoy a normal everyday romance? I mean, hallucination will never be able to hold you in his arms. By the way, I also enjoy fantasizing about what my perfect girl would be like. Wait, that makes me the same as her. Anyway, moving on.
The radio got switched off mid-sentence.
Didn't Igaki actually write that? Did you ever write into like any of the advice columnists or anything when you were younger?
No.
I absolutely did. I can remember 2 separate occasions where I did. And it was because I couldn't figure out who to ask about weird gendery stuff. And I'm like, oh, these are the people, because like I would read the newspaper every day for the comics, and right next to the comic section was like the advice columnist, right? And I'd be like, oh, this is the person you go to when you have to ask things, right? Okay, that makes sense. The radio got switched off. All right, you read that, sorry.
Droplets of water trickled down her still wet hair as a heavy silence hung over the room.
I mean, hey, if having an imaginary friend helps you get your life together, then good, I guess.
Really?
Within the darkness, she embraced her slender legs and began to tremble.
Hallucination will never be able to hold you in his arms. Yeah, Mamiya's just an illusion. Nothing more. I'll admit, I'm just a mentally ill person seeing an illusion. That illusion has given me so much. It's given me more than people that actually exist. He's had a huge impact on me. You've absolutely no right to make fun of him. None at all. We're all boring, mundane people. You have no right to mock Mamiya.
Also, are we going to just slide over the fact that Erica got drugged at her own birthday?
Shit sucks.
Yep, and then tried to do...
Even you!
Arasugawa's writing a story about Mamiya, though.
I can't.
Arasugawa, your lip is bleeding.
Sorry, I just can't write my story.
Huh?
I am utterly unable to convey Mamiya's qualities, charms, humor, or knowledge.
Didn't we already see this scene, too?
I think so.
Why?
Well, I hit skip and it didn't skip, so...
Okay.
Why can't you do it? Don't give up, Arasugawa. If you can't do it, then we... What? Come on, just do it. Write your damn story already. Why can't you just do it?
Niigaki, I don't think that's...
Why?
So it seems that not a single one of us was able to feel it. We couldn't overcome society. We lost. Okay, yeah, it won't let me skip, so
Okay.
all we did was realize how utterly weak we've been. Just the act of living is making my heart wear out. It's always been like this. This world is so hard to live in.
The only reason I managed to get by was because Mamiya was there. No matter how many memories we share, none of you are Mamiya. No point in anything if Mamiya's no longer around.
Why? If Mamiya has no shape, that means she can stay around without ever dying. Why aren't you here, Mamiya?
Why didn't you take me with you?
World without you has no meaning whatsoever.
Why?
This is a lot to endure.
The afternoon moon above was so much fainter than at night. Oh. Mamiya is so far away. Their disappointment had turned to fatigue, and soon enough they no longer had the will to muster up any more courage again.
Mamiya. I'm back.
What? What is this energy all of a sudden?
What?
You visited Mamiya's grave?
Yeah, what of it?
Igaki. You know there's nothing in that forest, right? The mound there. Sure, it's marked, but there's nothing actually buried underneath it. Are you going to act like Mamiya is dead?
We won't learn anything if you keep silent, Betty.
Shut up. What the fuck, Betty?
I have insulting nicknames for people. That's insulting for some reason.
Okay.
Everyone just off screen thinks you're totally owned right now.
Just off screen? Toma, do you think I just got totally owned?
I lack sufficient context to determine if you were owned or not. Also, it's like not even the year to...
No, owned. When was owned starting to be used in that way?
I don't know.
Because it is pretty early internet gamer slang, right? But I associate it a lot with like Halo compilations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I imagine that this might be just barely predating at or at the very beginning of that era where owned might be owned and pwned, for example, might be in usage. All of you, shut up!
Well, this doesn't really concern you now, does it?
Samejima?
It shouldn't matter to you where she goes or what she thinks of the forest. Really? But Samejima, it does actually matter. All four of us are linked to Mamiya through our feelings. If that's not reason enough for us to care, then I don't know what is. You're the one who reminded us about the purpose of this house. That's what it sounds like when I'm silent. Or what? You're going to tell us how your Mamiya differs from ours?
It's fine.
Niigaki?
Samejima, you've done enough. Yeah, you're right.
Her shadow flickered. Her beautiful face became warped.
You want to know the story between me and Mamiya? All right, I'll tell you. This is what you've been wanting to know, right? You filthy men. I'll fulfill your fucking wish.
Welcome back, Mayuri.
Wow. That is a room. Yeah. I'm home, Mom. I was born beautiful. That fact is extremely important in the story between me and Mamiya, just so you know. There were girls who thought themselves pretty and wanted to be idols despite not looking all that great. However, I knew that I was above them all. I was a genuinely beautiful girl. This objective truth had been drilled into me ever since I was little. My parents did that too, especially my mother. She always treated me like a doll.
You're such a wonderful girl, Mayuri. I'm so happy to have you.
Oh no, is this the Japanese equivalent of like a pageant parent? She would often brush my hair while I sat on her warm lap. I inherited my wavy hair from her, and she didn't even allow me to cut it. My only source of joy in life came from the stories she read me after thoroughly brushing my hair. We both wore princess-like nightgowns and lay in a fancy bed. There's no father in this picture.
Read Momotaro for me.
Again, but we have Thumbelina and the Little Mermaids too.
I want Momotaro.
Is that an actual, fable, fairy tale?
Maybe.
I'm not familiar with it.
You must really love that story. I'll buy you some peaches next time. We'll eat them together.
That's probably a reference to what happens in Momotaro, but screw if I know.
Momo is peach, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She then began reading the story in that gentle, soothing voice of hers.
A long, long time ago in a land far, far away, there was an old man and an old lady.
My father was a company employee who could hardly be labeled handsome. Seemed as though he'd fallen in love and married my mother purely for her looks. She didn't appear to mind, though. She was simply happy that her beautiful young daughter, born to a similarly gorgeous mother, would be turning more and more beautiful as time went on. I dressed like a doll, and I never played outside. That was my rule. After entering kindergarten, I gradually realized that people were reacting differently to me. Everyone would be turning their heads to me, especially the adults. They stared at me in shock and smiled when our eyes met. First, I'd taken it for granted and believed that everyone in this world was allowed to indulge in such happiness. However, I was gravely mistaken.
That is kind of a fucked up thing to do to a kid's worldview.
Yeah.
Just so that doesn't go unsaid. It is really fucking sinister to warp a developing child's worldview like that, because they don't know better. They're a kid. They're taking their cues on what the world is like from their parents, right?
Yep.
And if you convince them that the entirety of the world around them is that they are objectively pretty, and that the entirety of the world should be reacting to them in this way, that's gonna fuck up their development. Something awful. You're giving some therapist 20 years down the line a lifetime ticket is what you're doing.
My looks, my beauty, they were talents only a select few possessed. I was praised every time I passed someone. It was appraised on the regular. This fate, this discrepancy, had been there since I was born. I don't want to stop.
Shut up.
Leave me alone. Stop it.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of that this time, aren't I?
In a desolate corner of the old high school building, I was assaulted by several male students. But no matter how hard I tried to resist, their bodies simply would not budge. When I tried to raise my voice, they covered my mouth with their hands.
Shut up, damn it. Don't fucking move.
How many times had this happened? How many times was I forced to curse my own lack of strength? My beauty? Before I knew it, my vision had turned blurry with tears. Actually, no, that was only a reaction to not being able to properly breathe. I wasn't frustrated. I wasn't broken. If I had allowed them to break even my spirit, I would have been unable to maintain myself. Even as my consciousness began to fade, I continued to struggle. Suddenly, a large shadow appeared from the corner, accompanied by footsteps.
Shit, it's a teacher.
What? Ugh, make a run for it.
The moment they said that, the boys let me go and ran in the other direction. My mouth finally freed, I filled my lungs with air. The tall shadow approached me as I continued hyperventilating.
Hey, are you,
Don't look at me! Don't look, stay away, stay away! I cried out with every last ounce of strength I had left in my body. It was so embarrassing. He was a man before he was a teacher, so he obviously pretended to care while actually staring at my body. I knew this well by now. Male teachers were often inconsiderate and only pretended to care about how students felt.
put this on?
He placed a lab coat on my lap. Dumbfounded, I turned around. The man stood there while looking away from me. Go away. I'm telling you to go away!
That's a Danganronpa face right there is what that is.
In a rush of emotion, I shouted it to get him away from me.
They might return, so I gotta stay here.
The strength of that voice,
Made me fall silent.
Fix your clothes. I'll take you to the nurse's office. I won't look at you. I won't hurt your pride.
While still looking away from me, the man carefully led me to the nurse's office on the first floor.
Seems like you're mostly okay. There are only some minor bruises, and it doesn't look like they'll leave a mark either. You must have been so scared. Could you recognize the people who did this? Do you know their names, perhaps?
I shook my head.
I see. At any rate, do come to me if you need anything. You might occasionally remember what happened today, and it'll be painful, but don't hesitate to rely on me if you need someone to listen.
I'll be off now. After closing the door, I bit my lip in chagrin. What fucking nonsense. The doctor wasn't there to help when I actually needed it. That was just talk.
You hungry?
I looked to the source of the voice. It was the man from before. You're still here?
You like ohagi? I think they're great.
I don't need your pity if that's what this is supposed to be. Rumble, rumble. Also, to be fair, after that experience, I wouldn't trust even an adult who was helping me. Right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't trust. In her shoes, I would not trust even an adult man who had just helped me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can appreciate that. And you've done. This teacher has seemingly done everything correctly, right? Has done everything he can, but once you've gotten her to once you've gotten her to the nurse's office, your next job is to call like an adult in her life and have them take it over, because she is not in a position to be trusting you more than that.
Unfortunately, that would require being real.
Well, oh, so you think the teacher did help her, and now her MAMIYA is just based on the appearance of this teacher? Because why else would the kids, the thing that got me is, the kids all just ran the fuck away, right?
Sometimes folks think something happens and it doesn't. There could be any number of reasons.
Fair enough.
Or maybe the kids didn't run away and she hallucinated something convenient to get her through a traumatic moment in which she was fully dissociated.
Yep, okay. See, that's more depressing than what I was thinking, so that's cool. That's cool. I like... Thanks,
You're
Beb.
welcome. You like ohagi?
I don't mind them. The man opened the door to the second science classroom and invited me in. Probably out of consideration for me, he kept the door open as he began boiling water.
Inexplicably twinkly classical music began playing.
Good to know. Also, yeah, keeping the door open when you're with the student, always good practice for a teacher.
There we go. Ohagi. Can't have Japanese treats like these without green tea.
Science teachers usually actually use alcohol lamps to boil?
What is ohagi? I have to know.
He gave me a rather old-fashioned cup. And we know that she was talking about drinking coffee alone by herself in a science classroom, right? We already heard that from the last time we went around this route. The tea inside was cheap, but it warmed me up. Continued to eat the ohagi with the sale seal on them. Probably had lots of questions for me, but remained silent, probably to allow me to process things.
Interesting. So, it's rice balls with a thick red bean paste around it.
Got it.
Like so.
Oh, they look really good. Those look delectable, actually.
Yeah, those do look pretty
Those
good.
look like they're going to be, just sweet enough. God, as soon as I discovered red bean confections, I've been all about them.
Yeah.
This is known SK lore. I can't stand super sweet stuff, in especially in high doses anymore. So whenever we do get something sweet, it's finding some of these subtler, red bean flavor is just that's the good shit. What's your name?
What?
Sky. Was he really that into his ohagi? was a little annoyed by that, but I realized I had to be nicer to the person who had literally just saved me, so I cleared my throat and spoke up again. May I ask your name?
My name?
I don't believe we've met before.
Oh, right. I don't teach second years, so that would explain it. I'm MAMIYA. I teach chemistry.
Okay, yeah, okay. So the whole thing was just... Got it. Yep. That's worse. That's where I assumed because they ran it had to be based on something, but maybe there was coincidentally just a noise. Maybe it never happened. And she was just dissociating entirely. I can see why she would need MAMIYA to be real now.
Yep.
Because if MAMIYA is not real, then she needs to... then she has a whole lot of PTSD she suddenly has to deal with.
Yep.
Ooh, buddy. MAMIYA.
You're just gonna repeat it like that. His shoulders dropped.
His shoulders
sorry.
dropped, and I couldn't help but smile.
I know your name, though. Niiga Kimairi from Class 2D.
He didn't teach. Why?
You're famous even among teachers, you know?
Imagining them talking about me made me feel unpleasant.
They say you're bad at memorization. Your chemistry scores are particularly awful.
What? I looked at him in shock. He gave me a wide grin with some red bean paste from the ohagi still sticking to his mouth.
Make sure to study when you go home, okay?
Eh?
I didn't hear your answer.
Fine, okay. Does this seem like the time for... I answered him, albeit reluctantly. MAMIYA nodded in satisfaction. All eyes were glued to me when I opened the door to the classroom.
Look, it's Mayuri.
She's so cute. Let's go talk to her.
He'll probably just ignore us.
Man, her tits are huge. I wonder what cup they are.
She's got such a great body. I could totally see her as a gravure model.
I wouldn't even be surprised to see her in some magazine.
Stop that, you dumbass.
I did feel like I stood out in class. I swore to stop trying to make friends all the way back in middle school. I had no male or female friends, and all I did was silently listen to my teachers. I never once felt lonely, though. And besides, this was much easier than having to deal with the frequent clashes that came with human interaction. As classes went on, I had nothing but that teacher on my mind. MAMIYA, that spectacled, unreliable-looking teacher. Thankfully, even if I didn't pay attention during classes, I was beautiful enough to get away with it. He said he was a chemistry teacher. How did he teach? What was his writing like? Did he help other students like he'd helped me? He was a strange teacher. All right, that should be good. Sometime after the bell rang, I stuck my head out of the girls' bathroom. The hallways were wrapped in a pleasant silence while the students in other classes were being taught. We had gym for 5th period. I didn't want to go, so I hid in the bathroom and waited. Huh. I know of people doing that from fiction, but I never actually did that during my entire high school. Did you ever do that or know someone who did that?
I don't recall. I also hated gym class in particular to an extreme extent, but I don't think I ever actually managed to successfully get out of it.
I also hated gym class for, now obvious reasons, but I was too much of a fucking square. So... Where should I go? The garden, maybe? As I wandered around the hallway, I saw a tall silhouette ahead. That haircut! That lab coat! I squinted and started observing him. Yep, that's definitely Okabe Rintaro. But then he went and dropped the obscene amount of files he was carrying. Oh, man. Why did you have to pick up so many of them? I crouched down and helped MAMIYA pick up the files in this parking garage.
I thought I could make it work this time.
Seriously? Jesus.
All right, that's everything. Thanks for the help.
Won't mention it.
So, Niiga Kimairi, what exactly are you doing out here? Shouldn't you be in class?
His weakly aura suddenly vanished, and he looked at me with a sharp gleam in his eyes. I was on my way to the nurse's office.
That's in the other direction, though.
Well, I just came down the stairs and saw you dropping those files, so I figured I would help out. My desperate attempt at coming up with an excuse made MAMIYA chuckle. I was initially shocked, but then immediately realized what a dumb, embarrassing thing I'd just said.
Anyway, could you help me carry this to the science room?
Sure.
So, how are you holding up?
Fine. I only got a few minor bruises, but that's about it.
I'll see. I'll talk to the others and try and make sure that something like that never happens again.
Will you now? I didn't expect much from teachers. Whenever they said something like that, it was usually nothing more than empty talk. I don't have any friends. Besides, I only come to school because I have nothing better to do. He ignored my mutter and looked at the TV.
I wonder who's gonna win.
He was watching...
Does he have a fang?
I kept seeing that, and I thought... Because it mentioned he had a little red bean paste on him, maybe that's it. I think it's just his smile is only open a little bit.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he has a fang or a snaggletooth. Really bold decision to give the hot science teacher a snaggletooth. He was watching a baseball match while snacking on dried fish. What a hopeless teacher. I glared at him with all the disgust I could muster. Then the commercials began, and one of them...
With all the what?
With all the disgust I could muster?
With all the what?
With all the disguster?
There we go.
Oh, you're right.
I understand
You're
now.
so right. Then the commercials began, and one of them captured my attention. Oh, I know this. It's a card game that got an anime. Would this be Yu-Gi-Oh then?
I don't know.
Probably. Because this is... Yu-Gi-Oh started before Turn of the Millennium, right? Yeah, it did. Because I remember talking about it in middle school. Transforming cars that battled each other? Card game that got an anime with transforming cars?
I do not know one like that. It seems like a fusion of several things.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't have... It's not like it has to be a thing. I was just trying to, What's wrong with transforming cars that battled each other? Transformers? Different cards had different compatibility with each other, and the various transformations made it really popular with the boys.
If it's getting commercials now, that means it's still popular, right?
Oh, I see. Oh, I have that one.
The card for that car?
Yeah, there were some cards thrown into a bush in a park. I picked up the ones I liked. You see, so it's still being used. Might be a really popular card, maybe.
Have you never played the card game itself?
Yeah, no. Need to have a lot of cards to play it, and just a few won't do. Asked my mom to buy me some while we were shopping, but she insisted we get tarot cards instead. Maybe I could play Balatro with those. That's fine, though. I don't have anyone else to play against, and tarot fortune-telling is fun in its own right.
I don't have these cards either. But I think I can play with normal playing cards just fine. Want to try?
Well, if you insist, then sure. Skipping gym class to go hang out in an empty science room by yourself, losing at crazy eights.
To yourself.
To yourself.
Isn't this a bit unrefined, though?
It's popular among younger girls right now.
Oh, am I falling behind? I really should study some more for your sake, Mayuri.
It's weird how what you're doing is absolutely terrible for your child, but also you are so into it in this way. You're like, oh, shoot, is this really... I'm not doing enough research to keep this up. I'm not doing my part in this bargain. I'm so sorry. That's such a weird... That's such a weirdly consistent... But, I guess... She gathered herself in a heartwarming way. Mother was as kind to me as ever. I dressed like a princess at home and took care to eat only low-sugar food. Dressing like a princess at home. Only when no one else is around. Thinking about high school again. We're just going to move on. My clothes had all been picked by Mom. She greatly enjoyed decorating me. Yeah, see, that's normal. She also did my makeup, my hair, and made me wear dresses she was fond of. Having a good look at me when she was done seemed to be one of her greatest pleasures in life. What if her mom is actually just like, oh, I take a lot of satisfaction in helping people bring out a really nice appearance, and it's not, I missed my opportunity, so now I'm past my opportunity, so now I'm gonna live vicariously through my child. What if it's not the second one? What if it is just genuinely the first one?
Oh, Mayuri, my sweet, sweet Mayuri. I love you so much. Never leave my side, okay?
Never mind. It got weird.
I was used to her hugging me by now. She'd done this for as long as I could remember. Me too. I love you too, Mom. Deep down, though, I found myself really embarrassed. Become a daily habit of mine to visit the second science classroom after school. MAMIYA would always have me over for tea and snacks. Food he prepared was nothing special, but... Is it okay for a teacher to do this?
As long as no one finds out.
Super weird that no one ever uses this classroom for anything. Is he condemned? Is there asbestos in here?
I hope so.
What?
I don't want it to catch fire.
Weird. But I felt that he was giving me some special treatment. Made me so happy I could almost burst. Niigaki burst! We were alone in here. He gave me green tea boiled in a beaker. We discussed generally unremarkable things. However, it's my first time actually talking to someone like this. His carefree, gentle voice. The watch on his inner wrist. The feel of his chalk-stained lab coat. All of it was so new to me. Even the taste of salt around my lips seemed like a wonderful thing if MAMIYA was there. Oh, it's gotten quite late.
It really has. It's already dark out.
See you tomorrow, then.
Sure. Take care.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Is your arm always behind your neck like that?
Yes. I glued it there several weeks ago.
Do you need help with that?
Yes.
I think water is a solvent for most commercial glues.
Then not water. Mayuri, where have you been? It's so late.
What? It's only 7. I was just chatting with a friend.
Really? Poor girl, it must have been scary to walk around in the dark all by yourself.
Wouldn't call it scary, but okay. Where's Dad?
He had to leave on business. He'll be home by tomorrow, though.
Oh, I'll be looking forward to his souvenirs then.
Say, Mayuri, why don't we take a bath together?
What?
We should enjoy ourselves while your father's away, you know. Look, I even have some bubble bath.
I don't want to. That's embarrassing.
But why? We used to bathe together all the time.
Yeah, but I was little then. Things are different now.
Well, all right. I suppose I'll just have a bubble bath alone.
There's absolutely no way I'd go take a bath with her.
Good morning, Mayuri, my cute little Mayuri. Please promise me you'll stay the pretty little rose you are now.
Ay. So, Mom?
Yes.
I want to quit being a model. The warm atmosphere between us had frozen over in a split second.
Why? Did something bad happen?
Not really, no.
Then why? Is there something else you'd like to do instead? Like piano, ballet, flower arrangement, perhaps?
I want to become a professional card game player?
I see.
Not poker, but like I want to get into really TCGs? You see that Magic the Gathering game that's picking up steam? I want to cut my hair. I've always had it long, you know. I want to try what it'd be like to cut it short for once.
Mayuri.
I mean, that's what's popular right now, right? Come on, Mom.
No. You can't do that, Mayuri. Hair is a woman's crown and glory. Besides, do you know any other girl with hair as beautiful and wavy as yours? Listen, Mayuri. Beauty exists for everyone's sake.
It does?
You're lovely and beautiful, and that alone is a wonderful thing. So please, Mayuri, don't say things like wanting to cut your hair or quit modeling.
Beauty existed for everyone's sake. But did you know, Mom? Did you know my beauty was the very reason men hurt me? Prevented me from doing what I wanted. The cards I'd picked up at the park were still in the drawer. The cards. Yeah. I'm sorry for saying all those weird things.
Mayuri.
Gosh, Look at the time. I'm doing a day shift, so I'll have to go now.
Okay, goodbye. Take care.
Actually, even so, I'd chosen tarot cards over the car-themed card game. That was what Mother wanted, after all, and it made her happy. Why couldn't the world's people live without God? We were the peak of all animals here, yet we were all subjected to foolish worries. We needed someone above us to show us the way. People were hopeless on their own. They were weak and had no choice but to rely on others. So weak. So weak. I was also controlled by my mother. Yet I found peace in that. Such a weak person.
Oh, Mayuri.
Huh? Oh, MAMIYA.
What's wrong? You're making a gloomy face.
I don't want to go home.
Why? Did something bad happen?
I don't want to see my mom right now.
You shouldn't say that.
Let me stay over at your place. Yeah, let's just go with that. You're single, right? There's no problem then.
Mayuri.
I mean, do you actually have a lover? I don't mind that either. We can just forget about it all after it's over. A chance like this won't come again, right? What was I saying? I won't mind. What was even coming out of my mouth? Won't mind if it's you. The sound of rain was so annoying. The side of the window was so cold. Why was MAMIYA always leaning against the wall while he talked?
I have poor balance.
And why did it seem like I was being cornered? Did you never get that arm down?
You're the last person I wanted to hear that from.
But this is all I have. There's no value to me other than my looks. So I have to make use of it, otherwise it's completely worthless. Before I could finish that sentence, MAMIYA slapped me across the cheek. What? No, wait, what? Did you just slap my face? Seriously? My face enchanted everyone. Just passing by people would make them ecstatic. They ran to me with bouquets in hand. It was a treasure shared by everyone, and yet he...
I don't care. You need to cool your head.
Go die in a ditch. You sorry excuse for a teacher. I'll tell everyone you raped me. They'll kick you out of the school real fast.
Do whatever you want.
I hate you. And with that, I stormed out of the room. How could he? Oh, forgot to read a line. I was behind the stairs on the first floor, crying under the diagonal concrete. Concrete was moist and cold, robbing my legs of more and more warmth. I was cold, sad, and I felt like I was alone in the world. I don't want to go home. I considered spending the night here. Would avoid the security patrols, would spend the entire night here in this empty school building. Could panic and run around looking for me for all I cared. Me and my mom would believe I ran away and regret everything they had said to me. I'd never forgive them. This was supposed to be my way of taking revenge. I didn't think about what would happen afterwards. I was too frustrated and entirely too proud to do that. I'll never ever forgive them.
Really? You won't?
I heard someone from the stairs above. It was a reassuring voice, and just hearing it nearly brought me to tears.
Hey, Mayuri. You're there, aren't you?
I wanted him to go away. Just told him that I wouldn't forgive him. And hearing his voice made me waver this easily.
Mayuri? Come on, if you tell on me, I'll be in huge trouble.
Huh?
A teacher that eats snacks, watches baseball, and slacks all the time won't go well by them.
I was shocked. This man was just so...
I might be unable to come to school ever again. So please, Mayuri, let's make up.
I don't care what happens to you, and it's not like I've forgiven you or anything. But I would feel bad if you didn't come to school again. I slipped out from below the stairs and looked up where the voice came from.
Mamiya made a surprisingly warm smile. Mommy.
Man, it's so late. The main door must be closed by now.
Mamiya?
Should we stay the night in the school?
Huh? It was winter, meaning the sun had set early. Rain clouds above have drifted off into the far distance. In their place sat a crescent moon, its curve like a wound upon the purple sky. Mommy and I looked through the window of the heated classroom. Treated me to some dried snacks he had reserved. Unbelievable. He was treating school property like his own. Say, Mamiya, have you ever felt like you weren't comfortable in your own home?
Not really.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I was too busy trying not to get kicked out.
Teachers are so unfair.
Hmm?
They know the students' family backgrounds. We students don't know anything about our teachers. You always help me out, but what about the reverse? I want to help you too.
But you already do.
That's a lie.
No, it isn't.
When Mamiya looked up at the moon, I did the same.
One day I'll go back to the trichiliocosm.
What? What's that? Is that a chemistry thing?
The moon?
Is that something that... Is that something third-year chemistry students learn?
I don't know. It's probably not in the textbooks.
The trichiliocosm. You won't take me there, will you? Look, I know you'll just end up going back there no matter how hard I cry and wail.
Mayuri? The trichiliocosm wouldn't suit you.
Why? I can decide if it does.
Why don't you use that energy to make up with your mother?
Shut up.
Nothing will change unless you actually do something. Take action and things will change. Whether they'll go in a good or a bad direction is up to you.
Stop lecturing me.
I am a teacher, though, in case you forgot.
I hadn't, but okay. Mamiya smiled and rubbed my head. It was genuine care as well as a clear sense of rejection in his behavior. I was irritated by my own powerlessness. And we'll have to continue Niigaki's story.
Next time?
Next time! Yeah! So, and you don't have to tell me how to get the other ending. I will look it up when I feel like we've exhausted all of the things that we have to do here. But... I'm still thinking about that. Like, then how does any of that make sense? And what do we make of... And what do we make of Suo writing his own stories and dreams down and making them into something? Are the 2012 crew all imaginary? Made up by Suo? As a way... I don't know why that would be true, but like, are their stories made up by Suo as a way of coping with Samejima doing this terrible fucking gaslighting thing to him? It's so strange. I still don't know. I feel like I need more time to think on that revelation, don't I? Anyway, we'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.
The past several sessions, for like a couple months, I've been like, damn, this sucks. I can't find a comfortable way to place the mic and sit because my leg touches the cable and then
There's
the
a
mic
cable
rotates.
clip.
There's literally a cable clip and there always has been. I unclipped it months ago and then forgot that you could do that.
And you just said nothing about it. Okay.
Naturally, when a mildly inconvenient thing happens, you have to just suffer through it forever and never think about alternatives.
Right, exactly. I completely understand. All right.
All right?
Yep.
Wow, this is such an improvement to my life. To think this was always an option.